Hey everyone, it's Dave Berman from ManifestPositivity.org, and I want to talk today briefly about my first week of training with Humboldt Mediation Services, learning to be a mediator. This is a nonprofit volunteer organization here in Humboldt County. They've been doing this for 26 years. They know their stuff. Chip Sharp, Stephen Brown, some of the others, Linda Evans, Bruce, I can't remember his last name, Sandra Schaub. They just know this process of doing mediation inside and out, and they have fun doing it as a training for community members. There's 13 people in our class. We had a 3+ hour class on Monday night, another one Wednesday night, and then all day today, Saturday, from about 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I had a lot of other stuff going on this week, so I didn't get to report on the first 2 nights, but after this full day, I just got to say a few things. The first night was very basic, rudimentary communication skills overview stuff. I have a degree in communication from Cornell University, and this stuff took me back to freshman year. It was easy and kind of neat to see that we needed to break this stuff down and discuss it as top of mind awareness, preparation for dealing with the tougher stuff that was to come. Second class, Wednesday night, they did a demonstration of a case development. So this is where somebody comes in and meets with 2 people, 2 mediators, to make the Humboldt Mediation Services aware of their issues and to do intake, basically, get one side of the story and start to think about whether mediation is appropriate. We saw also the second party in that dispute come in after and give their side, and so after witnessing both parties giving the background and their issues, the case development, we then broke up into mediation teams of 3. There were 3 teams of 3, and each team then got to mediate with 2 of the other students taking on the roles that they had just witnessed. So there were instructors actually who pretended to be the disputants, and we watched the case development with them. And then other students took over based on those stories and actually went off with 3 mediators in training. And so that was interesting. It was our first chance to role play as a mediator, and a good first experience there. We came back this morning and we did another role play where I got to be a mediator, and students portrayed the disputants. And that was also a good experience. We had today the example of a high school principal who was suspending a young girl from school for supposedly smoking in the locker room and supposedly vandalizing the school. And there was this whole dynamic with the young girl's mother, who was present and kind of domineering, and the young girl deferred very frequently to the mother, and so lots of dynamics there, and we sussed it out and discovered that in fact she was being wrongly accused about the smoking, but she confessed to the vandalism, and in the end the girl came away with a much better attitude, and the principal and the guidance counselor were able to see that she needed some extra attention for art class, and the mother just kind of had her anger and defenses brought way down in getting acknowledgement that yes, her daughter was falsely accused on the one hand, but had done something wrong on the other hand, and very, very interesting and a good experience. Now, maybe even more interesting than that is the afternoon role play, where I had to take on the role of one of the disputants. So I was not a mediator in this one, and this just kind of twisted me around a little bit because we did not see a demonstration setting it up to learn who the disputants were supposed to be. We were given 1 paragraph as a background and 1 paragraph as a description of the character that I was to portray, and otherwise I had to just improvise it, as did the other party in the dispute. So we had no common backstory about where the dispute was coming from. And it was a long day, and I was tired, and I wasn't feeling the role, and I for whatever other million excuses that maybe I could dream up, I had a hard time with doing the improvisation. And after the training class was over, I actually spoke to one of the instructors, and I requested, I said, would it be possible to not assign me to doing the roles of disputants in the upcoming classes. I mean, I was thinking at the time, and I think I said, after all, I didn't come here to practice being an actor and an improviser. I came here to learn how to be a mediator and to practice doing mediation. And he may or may not be able to accommodate my request. If I have to do it, I will do it. But what I since realized about that, even more importantly, coming home, having some dinner, decompressing, and the main point I wanted to kind of say as my aha, my realization about the experience was that to improvise and act and play that role and be asked appropriately by the mediators, how does that make you feel? What did you feel when, that's part of what the mediators do, to bring the parties into a position of empathy and relating to each other and listening to each other. And the disputants are supposed to take on these roles and genuinely feel these things. And, I do a lot to try to be present and to manifest positivity and, don't spend every minute of my day with a smile, but I try. And so here I was putting myself in a position, or I was asked to put myself in a position, and I agreed to play this role that I was supposed to get uptight and angry and upset. And I don't enjoy feeling that way. And when I'm portraying the mediator, I get to be as present as I can possibly be and listen and relate to people and validate what they're feeling and reframe what they're saying to demonstrate understanding and to try to bring parties closer to understanding and an ability to communicate. So two totally different worlds, and being the mediator, even in these mock hearings, was very much true to life. I got to be me, trying to be me that I really would want to be. And as the disputant, I had to play the part of somebody who I wouldn't want to be, and try to genuinely channel those feelings. And I think I didn't realize it right away, but now, a couple hours after the fact and reflecting on it, not really my favorite part of the 3 training classes this week, and we'll see if I have to do it again next week, but I'd really prefer to keep doing the mediator roles. I am enjoying those case studies, those hearings that we're doing, and I look forward to getting the rest of the training and going on to be a volunteer mediator with Humboldt Mediation Services, fantastic organization doing great public service work here in our community, and that's what this website is here to promote, manifestpositivity.org. Peace.